Hey everyone, it's Justin. Thank you for watching and welcome to my house. I have a special announcement. This is our SSH episode for October 13th, Friday, October 13th for that matter, but this is also a special episode because it's been a year since I started making ServiceNow Store highlights, or SSH, and I have an announcement I want to make to celebrate that 1 year anniversary. In case you're wondering, the first one came out on October 14th, 2022. This episode is for October 13th, and the announcement is I've created a podcast or audio-only version of this show. So if you go to your favorite podcasting app, just search for ServiceNow Store highlights, and you should be able to find this show. I've edited a little bit to remove the parts where I'm showing something and kind of demonstrating something on the screen. I've cut that out, so it's just the audio portions of me going through what's new, what's been updated, and what may be most interesting to you to see or to know about in the ServiceNow Store for maintaining your particular instance. So now that announcement's out of the way, let's get on with the episode. SSH number 10132023. Take a look here on next to my head. I've got, you can see how this was flowing for a while. I'll just draw on the screen here where we were kind of low here in the 20s and 40s. And then since Vancouver, it's really picked up, and it's been a lot of work for me. There's a lot going on. There were 99 new or updated applications in this episode, so that was a lot to review and a lot to go through. Let's go ahead and take a look at, let's see, October 13th. We'll apply that filter. So for this episode, we have 5 compatibility updates. Let's try that again with my rectangle instead of my pen. 5 compatibility updates, 23 fixes, 18 highlights, 35 minor updates. You'll see a lot of those have to do with Agile and ServiceNow, 10 new releases, and 8 release notes fails. So let's jump into it. Let's see what that looks like. We'll start with the compatibility updates. On our list this week, this is compatible with Vancouver. In fact, I think I might have saw a Utah and Vancouver compatibility. Basically, they skipped from Tokyo to Utah and Vancouver. The list this week is Cisco DNA, Diplomat Service Intelligence Data Integration Platform, Sales One Core, Sales One Customer Relationship Management CRM, and Sales One Mobile. All had compatibility updates to Utah or Vancouver. Next up was our list of fixes. Alright, fixes were, there were some changes, some fixes to stuff that wasn't working correctly, so you still may want to go look at these. I'm just not going to cover them in depth on the show. At IceFlow RBM Custom Components 2, Access Analyzer, Adobe Sign spoke, Calendar Component, Configuration Compliance, Document Processor, GitHub spoke, Microsoft Azure DevOps Board spoke, Microsoft SharePoint Online spoke, MyServe Integration, Notify Connector for Microsoft Teams, Salesforce spoke, all had fixes, and I think that's not, it's a 23? I think that's, let me just go right here. I'm going to click on something here, Salesforce. Okay, yeah, that was it. All right, so the rest of that list is going to be SAP Ariba spoke, SAP Fieldglass spoke, SharePoint Online Search Connector, Software Asset Management, SaaS License Management, SuccessFactors spoke, System Events and Jobs Dashboard, my new favorite dashboard, Vulnerability Emergency Response, and Vulnerability Response. All had fixes. Or a collection of fixes for this particular episode. So that's the fixes. Let's go ahead and see what's next on our list here. Minor updates. Oh yes, minor updates. Okay, so we'll start listing them again here, but I'm going to stop in a few. But first, accounts payable operations and integration with SAP, Aruba ClearPass integration, and Cyber GRX Risk Exchange all had some minor updates to the applications. Now let's talk about this list of Agile. I'm not going to read all of these, but Agile provides, I think it's GRC type things, and they do quarterly content updates. So this is the quarterly content updates coming from Agile. So if you're using Agile, one of their 30 apps or however many there are, go check for the quarterly content updates. They're up to version 23.3.0. So we'll scroll past all of the Agile stuff here and go to our second page and take a look at the rest of the minor updates that you may be interested in. And that includes, let me get that out of the way there. That includes Help Lightning, IBM Security Verify Service Desk, Integration Comments for CMDB, Live Agent Chat Integration, Rapid7 Threat Command for Security Incident Response and Threat Intelligence, Science Logic SL1 Incident Automation, Sourcing and Procurement Operations Integration with SAP, SureStep Connector for Cube, Tanium Vulnerability Response Integration, True Carbon, and Vulnerability Response Integration with Claro TCTD. Alright, that's our minor updates. Let's go back to the big list here, and we will group again by category and see what's next after minor updates. Oh, my least favorite, the release notes fails. If you haven't seen the show before, a release notes fail is that it is the same or repeated or empty release notes, and so I have no idea. The app updated, it changed version, but we can't tell you what exactly changed, and therefore it's a release notes fail. The list this week at devsnc/sn-help-setup, ServiceNow app for help setup. AppViewX, Barcodes TrueView, Document Service Framework for Google Drive Spoke, Guided Setup, Microsoft OneDrive Spoke for Document Service Framework, New Lab, and New Lab Store all were release notes fails. Now that leaves us with the good stuff. Let's get to our new releases. We have 10 of them this week. We will start with the first, which is Asset and CI Insights, Effective Asset Management for the Modern Enterprise. Let's look at the key features for that. It scans all assets and related tables out of the box or custom and reports on the integrity of the records and the relationships. This permits the identification of record utilization, malformed records, orphans, broken references, etc. Insights tags records with findings which are pushed to reports and a dashboard. They do have some screenshots on this one. Let's take a look. There's the Asset and CI Insights by RapDev dashboard, key findings tab. Here is the CMDB/configuration item observations tab. This is the asset observations tab showing the observations it's collected by scanning those tables. Here's the orphan management tab, companies manufacturers tab, product models and model categories tab of the dashboard, and back to the key findings tab of the dashboard. So that's the screenshots and the new app from rapdev.io. Let's take a look at our next app, which is going to be BlackBerry UEM integration with BlackBerry UEM services. Key features, wow, there's quite a few on this one. Let's see if I can summarize this a little bit so I don't have to read it all. Assign activation profile / generate activation password, add user to user group, assign IT profile policy to a user, assign an application to a user, manage administrator roles for a user, retrieve user devices, delete users, and send commands to a user device, and that includes delete device data, delete workspace data, delete enable workspace, disable workspace, enable last mode, disable last mode, lock device, unlock device, lock workspace, and reset workspace password. They do have some screenshots on this one, but they are all blank today for some reason. I don't know if that's a temporary issue or that's how this got loaded in the store, but that's what's new from BlackBerry Ltd. Next on our list of new releases, ChatGPT Translator Service Spoke. Translate with the leader in AI. Let's take a look at the key features. Integrates ServiceNow with OpenAI ChatGPT, utilizing its powerful LLM for translation services to use with the dynamic translation framework. I think that's in ServiceNow. This spoke detects the language of the text and translates the text from one language to another. Precision and reliability. It provides accurate and context-aware translations. It supports a wide range of languages. Enables seamless conversations across languages in real time, ideal for virtual agent integration, and speeds up communication processes, enhancing productivity. They do have some screenshots on this one too. Here's an article. It looks like a knowledge article translation from English to German. Next, we got a use case on the incident form where it has translated the short description from "Mi computadora no funciona" to "My computer is not working." I don't know if my accent was correct there, but I wanted to say it. Here's a use case in work notes where it's translated some work notes into English. And there's a video, which I'm not going to click on in this video, and we're back to the knowledge article example. So that's what's new from TM Labs. Next on our list of new releases, Control Up IT Service Management Connector. Fewer tickets, close faster, better support is their tagline. Let's take a look at those key features. Update on real-time device state and auto remediation, direct access to impacted device dashboard view, reporting, supports multiple ServiceNow instances, real-time alerts to trigger events in ServiceNow, incident updates, auto closure, reopening, alert storm suppression, and cloud manage. Let's take a look at their screenshots. Got a nice picture of, let's see, is this a dashboard or the interface looks funny on the left-hand side, so I'm not sure if I'm in ServiceNow or not. But it's showing a dashboard and a map and some cool stuff. Let's see, here's another view of the dashboard looking at incidents. And then now I'm in ServiceNow. I know I'm in ServiceNow, showing some related links. And one is the Edge DX device dashboard link, which I assume is what we're looking at, is that device dashboard. I just can't tell if this dashboard is in ServiceNow. If it is, I'm not familiar with that interface. So that's what's new from the team at Control Up Technologies, Ltd. Next on the list, ECIFM, Optimized Sustainable Workplace, empowering businesses with accelerated unified workplace service solutions. Key features on the functional side, real-time reports and executive dashboards, on-the-fly room scheduling and visitor management, mobile self-service enablement, technical features, single platform, sensor integrations, and CAD, BIM, and GIS services. There are no screenshots on this one, so that's what's new from ECIFM Solutions, Inc. Next on the list, Engineering License Manager, bridges the gap between engineering software and ServiceNow SAM, or Software Asset Management. Key features, reduces integration costs by providing an alternative to using other expensive license management solutions, reduces integration complexity by consuming log files directly and translating them into ServiceNow's expected schema, and allows more frequent updates to usage information so you can manage engineering like other licenses. Let's take a look at their screenshots. First up is a catalog item for Engineering License Manager. Next is the RITM after you've submitted. Populate Engineering License Dashboard. Engineering License Details Mapper catalog item. And here's the dashboard showing the overview of engineering license. Here's the license usage summary on tab on that dashboard, and the denial summary on the same dashboard. And we're back to our catalog items. So that's what's new from the team at New Rocket LLC. Next on our list of new releases, INRI Smart Success for Healthcare Onboarding, streamline and improve clinician onboarding across the healthcare organization. Scroll down here for those key features. On the functional side, new hire portal using Employee Center Pro, onboarding fulfiller workspace, past methodology, agile and Prince2 inspired, cloud cover, post-launch managed services support. On the technical side, dynamic forms, capture for onboarding requests, guided walkthrough of process for new hire, and notifications for delinquent tasks, reports and dashboards for process visibility. We do have some screenshots on this one. First up is, looks like the home screen for a provider, welcoming Dr. Brady, to be specific. Now there's some to-dos, fill and sign the document, basically walking them through some onboarding tasks. Here is the provider view of the timeline for onboarding, and here is the recruiter view of the provider onboarding. And here's the onboarding request catalog item with some questions. And back to the provider onboarding home screen, or provider view home screen. So that's what's new from the team at INRY, or INRI. Next up, ShipEase Mobile. New app for mobile experience for ShipEase Core. Let's take a look at those key features. Empowering users on the go thanks to ShipEase Mobile. The first expansion to the ShipEase suite will improve user experience and satisfaction by giving visibility to see exactly where delivery is at any time in the palm of their hand. For this initial release, it includes real-time push notifications for tracking events, easy-to-see delayed shipment identification, estimated delivery date, and full tracking history feed to better plan for delivery. No longer will a user need to call or email your organization's service desk to check the status of a shipment, thanks to ShipEase Mobile, and however, it does require an active ShipEase Core subscription. Let's take a look at the screenshots. We got the mobile view of my shipments details, or full details. There's the tracking history for that shipment. Here's a push notification to a mobile device showing the ServiceNow logo and icon and all that. So it looks like they're still using the ServiceNow app. Here's that notification expanded for ServiceNow Mobile, and then back to the My Shipments view on the application. So that's what's new from InSource Inc. Next on our list, Strong Point for Salesforce enables change management, improving productivity and auditors' process. Key features: the tool has two ways to push the change request, approved or pending approval. With the roles configuration, can create approval groups that separate requesters from approvers. Automated reconciliation of tickets in ServiceNow and changes in Salesforce. Ability to pull customizations into ServiceNow as a scope of changes. Automated impact analysis. And ability to synchronize with desired Salesforce account. Our StrongPoint integration for ServiceNow helps customers to push ServiceNow tickets into Salesforce as StrongPoint change requests, enabling easy management of changes, seamless tracking of compliant changes, and automate the reconciliation of change logs during audits. We do have some screenshots on this one. Let's take a look. Here's a change request main page. Basically a different tab on a change request showing for StrongPoint for Salesforce. Then there's the customizations, get customizations, and there's the ability to filter by type, last modified by, and package, and then look them up, and then add them to the change request. Here's the get customizations or look up existing customizations screen. And here is the data relationship diagram, or DRD, it looks like it's abbreviated. Here is the impact analysis and the change request status in Salesforce, push or push and approve. Here's the change request in Salesforce. And we're back to the change request main page. So that's what's new from the team at Stealth Bits Technologies Inc. Last on our list of new releases from Yensa Labs is going to be Trey Social AI. Let Tracy be your company's social media management is the tagline on that. Key features, we'll hit the bullets here: automated content creation, scheduled flexibility, customizable control, and best-in-class AI in social media. So basically, I'm trying to figure out what this is. Tired of keeping up with your company's social media accounts? Say hello to Tracy, your AI-powered social media manager. Revolutionize the way you manage your online presence. It is the first and only one that runs natively on ServiceNow, harnessing the power of AI to ensure your organization remains relevant on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and many more. Out of the box, it integrates with OpenAI and AirShare, AYRS Share, or AYR Share, to automate your entire social media workflow on the majority of platforms. Interesting. All right. Here's a look at a social post that has been downloaded to ServiceNow, it looks like. And here is the schedule rule. Here is the approval notification for a social media post waiting for approval to LinkedIn. And here is the models, all the AI provider models. So basically from OpenAI, all the different ways you can use their OpenAI, and then the different social platforms. And there's a video if you want to go watch that video. I'm not going to click on it here. And we're back to the social post. So that's what's new from the team at Yensa Labs LLC, which brings us to our highlights for this episode. Let's get started on the highlights. First up on our list is going to be 1E Core, updated to version 4.0.8, and in this version they introduced support for OAuth-based authentication and a domain-separated instance, support for displaying experience score for new and old APIs compatibility, support for OAuth authentication requests through mid-server for on-prem environment, and a minor bug fix in script, include and rebranding changes. Next on our list is going to be 1E ITSM Connect, updated to version 4.5.7, and in this one, all features from the previous release, support for parameterized instructions in 1E quick fixes, rebranding changes and enhancements in service operations workspace, OAuth-based authentication supported via mid-server, multi-authentication support for multi-tenant configuration, and bug fixes and error handling in that release. Next up on the list, at iceflow/rbm-custom-components, updated to version 1.5.3, which includes improved grid zoom handling, date time picker, date-only support, grid task slide-in, dependency improvements, successors editing, and improved scroll handling. Next on the list, Assist for ITSM was updated to version 4.0.0, which includes major improvements, including available on more workspaces, new compliance tab, switch back and forth between live and snapshot data, and find users based on different name combinations. Up next, Express Connect Incident was updated to version 1.1.4, and in this version, it is Vancouver release certified. They fixed a bug where attachments were not posting along with the newly created Express Connect attachment, fixed an issue where cancel state from Express Connect appears as canceled. The integration can now handle either, and added the user as a child role to the admin role to ensure users with the admin role have access to everything within the application. Next up, IronStream IBM iDiscovery was updated to version 7.5.1, and in this version, write discovered IBM iframes and LPAR data to out-of-the-box CMDB locations, use of IRE in place of glide record to control insert versus update logic. IBM iframes and LPARs can have different ServiceNow user IDs set to control the scope of discovery in a domain-separated environment. Provision of a ServiceNow app-wide property to control the explicit setting of the associated company field for a domain-separated environment. And provision of a ServiceNow app-wide property to turn off the storing of legacy data. Please refer to their documentation for full details of the preparation and choices you need to make before implementing their software. Next up on our list is New Relic Alerts integration. The plural was on alerts, not relic. Updated to version 1.1.0, in which they extended support for ServiceNow destination type in New Relic, ability to map fields through entity tags and webhook payloads, in addition to mapping through Flow Designer. Added the following New Relic spoke actions for use with Flow Designer: generate issue summary string, get additional attribute value, get additional payload value, and create record from New Relic issue. Next up, it's going to be No-Code PDF. No-Code PDF was updated to version 1.2.3, and in this version, the document selector pop-up from the Generate PDF UI action now allows for selecting the desired language. When selecting a non-default language, any variable values that are part of a choice list will be inserted in the chosen. More and better ATF, or Automated Testing Framework tests, and new template for customer letter. Next up, PagerDuty for Customer Service Management was updated to version 2.0.0, in which they introduced a rule set engine. I'm not a lot of detail on this one. It sounds cool that there's a rule set engine, but and they're calling it a major release, but we don't know much about what that is from PagerDuty. Next up is going to be Return Center. That was updated to version number 1.9.0, and in this version, service types are now specific to programs. Ordering extra prepaid labels is supported for kits and labels. Ability to record assets for all service types. Ability to record asset type and counts for pallet pickups. New service types supported: palletize and pickup, full truckload, and less than truckload service. Ability for users to select from preset program locations when specified. Improved tracking data display, including labels and tracking numbers. Logistics document access, including proof of insurance, W-9, proof of pickup, and proof of delivery. And display of logistic event dates, including scheduled pickup, scheduled delivery, and actual delivery. Let's take a look at what's next. RPA sample template from ServiceNow was updated to version 3.1.0, and in this one they've provided us with Oracle EBS employee definition sample template and one for Oracle EBS purchase order sample template. Nothing else has changed, fixed, or removed in this release. Next up, Runbook Management was updated to version number 1.5.3, and the addition of license management functionality to support organizations with multiple license purchasing areas by managing license pools. Improvement to the task grid, added addition of dependency or successor editing, improved scroll handling, fixed author permissions, include issue raising, and various bug fixes. Let's see what else we got here. Sales One Agreement Management was updated to version 9.0.0, and in this one there is migration of quotes/orders to new agreement management document generation and conversion from 3P scripts to ServiceNow PDF API. Next up, also from Sales One, Configure Price Quote, or CPQ, updated to version 9 as well. Migration of quotes/orders to new agreement management document generation. Next up, Securonix app for security incident response, updated to version 1.6.0, and this one they added support for correlated user, added Vancouver version support, and included some bug fixes. Next up, SNCC security for application vulnerability response was updated to version 1.1.0, and in this version they've introduced bidirectional integration for triaging vulnerabilities and exception management from ServiceNow to SNCC, or SNCC. New ability to close AVITs, or application vulnerable items. I think when project gets deleted from SNCC or SNCC, added CWE information, additional filtering options for is upgradable, is patchable, source, patched, fixable, is pinnable, and is fixed, and added support of Utah and ServiceNow versions. Next up on our list, visibility content was updated to version number 6.12.3, and in this one they've changed SSIS refactoring, SSAS refactoring, and cleanup in the gs.log statements in global.cloud application discovery. On the fixed side of things, discovery homepage was fixed, Azure website pattern, network switch pattern, HD NetScaler pattern, credentialless discovery network device, network discovery, Windows network pattern library, F5 load balancer SSH and F5 load balancer SNMP, IIS virtual directory pattern, MS SQL DB on Windows pattern, and Windows OS desktops, all included in a list of fixes from the team for visibility content. Last on our, as a ServiceNow app, last on our list of highlights is going to be Zoom In. Zoom In was updated to version 7.5.0, and in this version they introduced mapping ServiceNow fields to Zoom In taxonomy for filtering case deflection, configuration of displayed dates, clustering and case deflection, opening external results from case deflection, and bug fixes related to styles. And that, my friends, is our entire episode. Let's take a look at those stats one more time. You just read, watched, or heard 10 new releases, 18 highlights, 5 compatibility updates, 35 minor updates, 23 fixes, 8 release notes fails. I hope you found this video or this audio stream helpful. If you did, please like, please subscribe, or share it with somebody who you think might be interested in what got updated and what's new in the ServiceNow store. And until next time, don't forget to always be learning.